Hey, this is me, Tanya. And man, I wanted to come on here and show you something that I gotta applaud. Okay, I gotta applaud this. This substitute teacher down in North Carolina, name is Xavier Steele, who happens to be my SHERO for the day. We're gonna call her the SHERO for the day. Apparently got into an argument with this student over taking the student's cell phone. Now, students don't need their phones out in visible view, period, when a class is being taught. They may take it out if they feel threatened or attacked or hear something that may sound strange. Yeah, take your cell phone out, dial 911. But if you have your cell phone out and you just texting and doing your dude, scrolling, then yeah, I'm gonna say you shouldn't have it in your hand. So the teacher needs to take it. Well, this young lady decided, hey, you know what? These rules ain't gonna apply to me today. Let's just watch a little bit of this. I'm not playing no um, volume because you can read it. And she told her, "Don't touch me." The little girl swung on her first. Yeah, teach her a lesson. Okay, she grabbed her hair. Yeah, take her out, take her out, take her out. And that's all I'm gonna look at. Because I don't like all that violence. But I would love to be the fly on the wall when this little girl had to go home and explain to her mother why she got a black eye from her substitute teacher. Then I would love to see the mother come up to the school thinking she gonna check the school about a teacher putting her hands on top of a student. First of all, this teacher warned your daughter over and over again, do not touch me. This right now is in her personal space. That's too close. That's too close for her, that little girl to be. And the body language of the little girl is horrible. So the little girl is in the wrong. The teacher is no way in the wrong by asking this student, do not touch me. When the little girl seen she couldn't get nowhere with the teacher, she swung on the teacher. She threw the first punch. The little girl threw the first punch. She said, teacher minded her own business, calling the office. She said, do not touch me. Do not touch me. At this point, the teacher is telling her, do not touch her. So the teacher has to move her away because the little girl is touching her. The little girl, who hit who first? Who hit who first? Who hit who first? So no. The teacher was protecting herself. And every rightfully so, she should have been protecting herself. And if she had her mother be a little more responsible and teach her, that is her elder. You don't challenge your elder. They may look young because you know black don't crack, but they not young. They not on your level. That's the problem. These kids have no respect for their parents, so they figured I don't have to have respect for anybody. I don't understand how these teachers are not getting paid like doctors. This right here is an example of why a teacher need to get paid what doctors make. Doctors make enough money to live life good. Most of these teachers have to buy supplies for their classroom to teach your children, the next generation of teachers and doctors and lawyers. Do you see a lawyer in this little girl? Do you see a doctor in this little girl? You tell me, what do you see out of this little girl behavior at a high school? Which means the way she is now is the way she's going to be all her life. Because high school, usually you can determine what type of uh, character a person's going to have, right? So if somebody is in class and they real smart, get all A's and B's, you wouldn't expect them to be a dope man after high school. It's not something you would expect, especially if they did A's straight through school. Let's say if they did A's straight through school and they become an electrician, you would expect that. That's a career. But you wouldn't expect someone like this having a successful life. In high school, you doing this, which lets me know you challenged more than the teacher before. You've challenged your parents because you felt comfortable enough to swing on an elder. And an elder is anybody who's older than you. You don't got to like what I do. But if I'm in control of you right now, which this teacher was, in control of the classroom to teach those children, just like this little girl, when she has to go home, her parents is supposed to be in control of her, making sure her bedroom door is not locked. What is up with these kids being able to go close their door? My kids will tell you throughout life, they could never close a door in my house. And if they was in the bathroom, they better leave that door cracked. Ain't no secrets up in here. You ain't gonna be building no bomb back there, and I don't know nothing about it. I want to at least smell it when I walk past. You got different type of students for different type of areas. It's no need for these teachers to be afraid to go to work to do their job. Their job is to make sure your child learns for the day. Learn something and take something out of a book. What is this little girl learning right now? Fighting over a phone. What is she learning? The thing is we've given these kids so much that they don't know how to handle it. And nobody's teaching them. You know, I taught my kids when they were little. I'm talking, my son may have been in the 4th grade when I started him typing. I taught my children when they were little how to appreciate things. My kids had their own computer in elementary school. They had their own computer, okay, in elementary school. But I knew what was going on that computer because I would get on their computers every day. It was until my son got to high school and we got down to one computer. He decided that he was going to look up porn. The problem with sharing a computer is you never know what that person is viewing on the computer. My son had to been in about the 10th grade, 10th or 11th grade, one of them grades. But I came in because I had to look up something on the computer. So I came in from work and I started the computer, and next thing I know, all kind of porn popped up. I sat there, I was shocked because of the job that I did. I knew that if they called an audit and they wanted to come in my house and pull the electronics to see if I was doing anything, I would be in trouble. So I'm sitting here sweating, but I noticed that the porn was all one specific type of porn. Every picture that popped up was one specific type of porn. And so I said, "Oh, my girls ain't gonna do nothing like this." Had to been my son. Had to been. I said, "Wonder what his father think of this." And I think his father gave him a high five. Okay, but I was hot. I was hot. But kids have access to so many things nowadays that the parents are not in control of those things. See, if a parent was to be more like, uh, let me see your phone. Let's do an audit. See what you've been typing. See what you've been doing. She in high school. You need to know what she's saying to her friends. Do an audit. Your job will do one on you. Job want to know what you doing, when you doing it, how you doing it. How come you can't know what your child doing? This probably was a orchestrated setup. This girl probably knew she was having a substitute that day and she was going to punk her, but it backfired. Because why is somebody's cell phone? Why is they videotaping this? Why? Maybe it was a conversation the little girl had the night before. Maybe it was a challenge. I don't know what the case may be. Or maybe it just happened by accident. Either way it go, it shouldn't have happened. The girl is in the wrong. And her mother, as soon as she come up there, that teacher need to tell her, if you would have did more of this at home, I wouldn't have had to whoop your child. You don't leave somebody else to whoop your child. You whoop your child at home. I don't need the streets whooping on my kids. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. My kids will tell you. My mama used to always say, this what they'll say. My mama used to always say, please call social services on her. Because when they show up, I'm going to tell them, take them. Because if they think they can get a better life out there other than what I'm providing for them right here, take them. I give them everything they need and most of what they want. But they ain't going to challenge me. If I take your cell phone, you ain't finna challenge me. I had their passwords. I had access to all their stuff throughout school. And that's including high school and 12th grade. But I didn't choose to look through it every day. Because some of that stuff ain't none of my business. You know what alley your child traveling down. You know, if my son's sitting up there and he texting to his friends, how about we go blow up this building? You know, I'm gonna question that. Son, what you mean? Oh, mom talking about on our game. You better show me what building you talking about. You know, look, we finna figure this out together. This little girl went home with a black eye because of her mouth. Yeah, I'm laughing. It shouldn't take nobody to give you a black eye to shut up. She shouldn't have had the phone out in the first place. So kudos to my SHERO, Xavier Steele.